Which comedians was he shitting on when he said your friends aren't funny?
I don't know.
Not to make it awkward.
Listen, he said that.
Why would he do that?
What is drive? Is that your shirt? Drive fast, all gas, bro. Where's mine? Give me one of them.
I don't. You drove me a Tesla.
I like those.
But
I like the way it looks. What does it say in the back? Anti-electric vehicle club. Oh, how dare you?
Well, no, you can drive it in your.
You
Super
drove
Snake.
here an electric vehicle.
I didn't ask for that. I asked for your GT Ford GT.
Brendan Schaub's comeback tour has finally kicked off for 2025 with an appearance on the latest JRE fight companion for UFC 312. He was joined by registered sex offender Bryan Callen and former UFC welterweight champion turned top 250 comedy assassin Serra. Seriously, when the funniest guy in the room is a 5'6" bald dude on TRT with violence in his DNA, you know there's something going wrong. And I'm not talking about Rogan here either, but by far the funniest thing about Rogan's live streams is how Jamie has turned off the live chat. There's absolutely zero doubt in my mind that it's mostly to do with the fact that everywhere on the internet Brendan goes, he gets trolled in the comments. Even after the stream was finished and Jamie took it down to edit a few bits out before uploading it as a video, the comment section was going hard. Love how Brendan Schaub can be so wrong so often with confidence. Schaub's self-awareness is almost as good as his MMA career. Always love listening to Brendan talk like an expert, then be wrong about everything. Brendan's podcast logic. 1. Agree with the person talking. 2. Repeat person talking. 3. Number 1. It's a good vibe with 3 comedians and Brendan Schaub. Schaub is so bad, and he's moving to Austin to be closer to Daddy Joe. Yep, that's right. Brendan confirmed in this episode that he is in fact moving to Austin. More on that later though, because seeing Rogan and his buddies getting so worked up over the comment section is some of the funniest shit you'll ever see. When it comes to interacting with their fans, nobody comes close to being as sensitive as these green room murderers. Remember last year when Brian Simpson just wanted to see what the internet thought about the controversial split decision between Gamrot and Dan Hooker at UFC 305, but got absolutely shut down by Rogan, Hinchcliffe, and Brendan Schaub.
Split decision.
Oh, y'all don't do live comments?
What? What are you doing with this stuff?
I'm on YouTube.
Let's be with
You don't want to do that,
the people
man.
in the room. Let's not connect with folks outside that
No?
have nothing to do with
What are
us.
you doing?
No.
You're watching us on YouTube
Yeah,
right
what are you
now?
doing?
I'm just keeping up with the zeitgeist.
What?
Yeah, don't do that.
You don't wanna do that.
Don't do that. Not while there's 3 other people in the room and we're also on YouTube. No.
Were you just watching you on YouTube right now?
Yeah, bro, this is ridiculous.
You want a mirror or something?
Look, guys, we all making too much of this. Put it to
3.
see who agreed with me.
Oh,
You were
don't-
about to be
don't-
watching
don't-
you,
No, you don't
watching
do that.
you.
Don't ever let them know you're doing that either.
Well, y'all are more famous than me. That doesn't bother me.
It doesn't matter. It's like you're dealing with crazy people.
Yeah, you'll,
But what
you'll
would-
stay as
what was
famous
your
as you are.
opinion?
You keep doing that.
Also, you're doing it while you just hang out.
Yeah, it takes you out of the moment. But,
Yeah.
What was your take on it? What I missed?
I was right. You were wrong.
1, 2, and 3.
A split decision, though.
Yeah, I said split.
Yep.
I actually agree with Rogan about staying in the conversation. It is kind of weird to have your laptop out while you're on JRE on a live stream to read the live chat. He could have just asked Jamie to check what people were saying on Twitter or whatever. But the cope from Rogan and Tony calling their fans mentally ill and crazy is so fucking wild. These guys will sell anything and everything to their fans with a straight face, but when it comes to the live chat and comment section, all of a sudden their fans are crazy people who shouldn't be heard under any circumstances. And heaven forbid their fans know that they read any of their comments. Like Tony said, you're not going to get famous if you read the comments. It's all about dick riding Rogan to fame and fortune while ignoring the people who got you there. And speaking of dick riding Rogan, did you hear Brendan the Parrot Schaub agreeing with everything Rogan was saying as if he isn't the most hated man on the internet? I don't know if you guys have heard or not, but Brendan's back in charge of his socials. Bappa will take it from here, B. Like I was saying though, on the latest JRE fight companion, the funniest guy in the room was Serra. And for the first time since it happened just over a year ago, finally someone brought up Katt Williams talking shit about Rogan and he's never been funny buddies to his face. Honestly, when Matt blurted this out, I bricked up almost instantly. I've been waiting for someone to say this for so long, and Rogan's response was some of the biggest cope I've ever seen on an episode of JRE.
Which comedians was he shitting on when he said your friends aren't funny?
I don't know.
Not to make it awkward.
Listen, he
Why
said
would
that.
he do that?
He said that because he thought for some crazy reason that I didn't want to have him on, like somehow or another, that he would be showing up people or something like because he's so good. Maybe he thought that because he's isolated. That's not. He doesn't know me that well. The first time I met him was in the studio.
Yeah.
I love Katt Williams. I've always been a fan. He's so wild, and I've actually taken advice from him. There's 2 pieces of advice that I took from an interview that he did once that I use to this day. One, he said I never eat before a show. He said, don't eat. He goes, I want to be hungry. Better off being hungry. My brain works better. And then 2, he said, I have a music playlist that I make that just gets me in the mood to do a show. And so I'm like, that's a good idea. The Green Room playlist that we have on Spotify, that's all the songs.
But it's no
like
different what
35
athletes do.
hours.
It's smart. You guys should do it. That's what athletes do.
It was a
before
smart
games.
thing. I
You
was
have a
thinking, I was like,
playlist.
why don't I do that? Like, that makes sense. Like, you want to turn it into a little bit of a party.
Yes.
You get that music going. It feels good. Like we do with the Green Room at the Mothership.
Yeah.
Get that music going. Everybody's having fun.
So basically, Rogan's response was, I don't know, I love Katt Williams. Great guy, never met him. Bro asked him who Katt Williams was talking about when he said he's been pushing the same 6 never been funny comedians, and Rogan's answer was, I don't eat before shows anymore and I listen to music. He even dragged the sacred Green Room into the mix as well, and fuck me dead, out of the 10,000 hours of Brendan Schaub podcasting I've listened to, I've never heard such crisp silence from your boy. Bupper and Bryan got real quiet for a minute there, but for someone who insists on promoting the most dogshit comedians in America on his podcast, Rogan hates it when any of them get their flowers when he's in the room. See, Rogan's the John Wick of comedy assassins. He's the queen bee of the hive, the tallest, funniest comedian alive. So when Matt was passing on a compliment to Bryan Callen, Rogan changed the subject real quick.
I want to give you a compliment. Longo, who doesn't give compliments? I don't know where the he saw you, but he said, I was fucking dying the whole time, dying.
That was a good show.
You killed him.
Yeah.
You
I
good for
loved
you.
it.
But hey,
that was
this guy,
that was a stress factory. in
Jake
Jersey.
Matthews, I'm very high on this kid.
I like him too.
Very, very high on this kid.
Oh, are we
He's
starting
elite.
now? Is
Yeah.
this the main card?
Rogan and Callen have been friends since the 90s, but man, Rogan likes to shut him down. Imagine if that were Shane Gillis. He'd be giggling and smiling like a high school cheerleader crushing over the quarterback. And I've heard people say this so many times. Schaub and Callen must have something over Rogan to keep getting invited back on for the fight companions. I mean, Bryan even had his own appearance on JRE a couple of weeks ago to promote his comedy mothership appearance and the recording of his latest comedy special. So they must have a compromising video or 300 pages of evidence or something to keep getting the royal treatment from Rogan. And just in case you didn't know, Brendan Schaub is the most frequent guest in JRE history. Bryan Callen's also in the top 5 most frequent guests, yet in almost every single fight companion, they're the weakest link, and Rogan lets them know it too.
I remember Matt Serra when he fought Matt Hughes.
And,
I thought Matt Serra dropped him.
And I did drop him. Let's talk about that.
Let's do it.
Only because
Can we talk about that?
I wanted every time I hear him say it, it's like,
truck?
oh, it was a headbutt. My head hit him. My head connected. He
Bro,
was still
look at your
standing.
head. Look at that head.
It's
That
a fuck.
head-
Oh, it's
that
that
head
head of
can
a
take a
fucking
building.
rock. My hand. What'd you say? I didn't hear.
I
it.
said that head hit Tower 7.
Oh no, this thing could go through a fucking wall with a chugging.
That's how that thing collapsed.
When my head touched his chin, my hand went.
Yes. It was
what
both.
dropped
him. And that's
It was
what
certainly
dropped
both.
him.
But it was definitely, your head
So-
hit him first.
Yeah, but I feel it did not drop.
100%
I didn't see
crack.
it.
Look, Matt, you always had crazy power.
He went through a lot.
He did go
But,
through a lot.
How about
He's
Frank-
coming back. He looks really good.
Who's coming back?
Matt
Yeah.
Serra. No, I
Is he
don't
in the
mean fighting.
GFL?
I don't mean fighting.
Is he
I don't
in
mean
the-
fighting. No.
the GFL just
I mean
signed him?
coming back from his injury.
Come on, man.
Matt Hughes got hit by a train.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
and so
Now,
his
was that on
recovery.
purpose?
No. His car stalled out or something. I don't know what happened.
I don't know, but it's depressing.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, either way, it sucks.
What are you talking? What the f? You introduced
just
into the
asking
conversation.
questions.
Jesus
A man
Christ.
can't ask questions.
I can ask a few. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
It's a train track like it's
Even
Looney
if
Tunes.
it
I don't
was,
know.
Maybe he had some
Somehow he got hit by a
information on
train.
NASA.
There's a massive opportunity for Rogan to have some awesome guests on his fight companions, like ex-fighters or even former MMA referees. Instead, we get 2 fucking degenerates who can't seem to capitalize on the Rogan bump. It's insane how shit their podcast numbers are, especially Brendan's solo Schaub show, where he speaks into a microphone all alone in a studio, looking into a camera with nobody on the other side. And speaking of, let's get to Brendan being an absolute fucking dumbass. And let me just say up front, I get it. Brendan cops a lot of shit. Some people think it's bullying. For me, I see it as a public service. In fact, even the first judge in his lawsuit who ruled against him in the lower court described videos shitting on Brendan Schaub as being heavily in the public interest. Thank him be. But the thing that people seem to forget is that your boy does it to himself. He tries to attack or go hard on someone, but it always ends up backfiring on him. I mean, on what planet did Bupper think it would be a good idea to call someone out for being a poser? Bro lives in the glassiest of houses.
Prado's busted up on his right eyebrow.
Yeah. Joe, you know, it was one of my favorite moments where you guys f***ed up when you had Zuckerberg on, and he goes, I hunt.
Oh, no.
I went like this, yes.
What does he hunt?
He just...
I went, yes. He goes, and then my favorite goes, I bow hunt. I went, thank you, God.
I love
because I saw Joe go. I saw Joe go. Do you?
No,
what kind of bow do you use?
I think he did. He just forgot his bow. I would never forget my bow, but I'm a fanatic. Like I shoot archery every day.
Yeah, because you shoot bows and arrows.
Yeah, he does. This video of him doing it. No. He definitely has.
That's like saying I played laser tag.
He definitely bow hunts pigs. He lives on an island. He has an island in Kauai that's infested with wild pigs. He does hunt them. I've seen videos of him doing it.
I've seen him.
It's just someone gives him a bow. He doesn't look at it. He doesn't care.
Rogan was real quick to defend his billionaire oligarch. I'll come back to shitting on Brendan in just a moment, but he was right. When Zuck 2.0 tried to bring up his bow hunting exploits with Rogan, it ended up falling flat on its face, which honestly, I'm here for. These are the JRE moments I enjoy the most, when the rich and famous elite corporate overlords come onto JRE to reinvent their image, but mess it up completely.
If you do wind up eating that meat from the animal and you were there why the animal died, like you put it all together, like, oh, this is where meat comes from.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why things have become sort of emasculated, because that energy is not necessary anymore to acquire meat. Actually pull the trigger, kill the animal yourself, cut it up, butcher it, cook it. You knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
And
Although my favorite is bow and arrow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's, I think, like the most... That feels like the most kind of sporting version of it.
Yeah, if you want to put it that way. Yeah. I mean, if you're just trying to get meat, it's not the most effective. The most effective is certainly a rifle.
Yeah, no, I mostly use a rifle just because it's so much more efficient. Your conversion rate is so much higher. But it's, but yeah, another...
What kind of bow do you have?
Gosh, I didn't get to do it this season, but...
Do you know the company that makes it?
Not off the top of my head. I have a few.
You have to know.
Yeah, no, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing.
I can get you hooked up.
Yeah, I think it's like just a compound bow that I got strung to my draw length. And
did you get someone to coach you?
Yeah.
Who coached you?
It's basically a bunch of the guys who help run security around the ranch.
Okay.
Bro was planning that moment for months, only to come on and completely bomb. Someone definitely got fired over that one. But now that Dana White's on the board of Meta, Joe's got to bend over and let Zuck have his way with him, to support the cause. However, we can't let Brendan off the hook here because later on in the podcast, he would also become a bomb expert when he tried to flex his hatred of electric vehicles on Rogan, completely forgetting that Rogan had just taken delivery of a custom Tesla Model S. And just like Zuck, Brendan had been waiting for this moment for months. Finally, Rogan acknowledged his shitty little YouTube channel that hasn't broken 10k subscribers called Drive Fast All Gas. Well, it actually started out as Toontown, but Brendan allegedly received a seasoned assist from Disney, so he changed the name to Drive Fast All Gas, which makes more sense when you read it as an acronym.
What is Drive? Is that your shirt? Drive Fast All Gas? Yeah. Bro, where's mine? Give me one.
You drove me a Tesla.
I like those.
But
I like the way it looks. What does it say in the back? Anti-Electric Vehicle Club? Oh, how dare you.
Your electric vehicle is something else, though. I'm a little jealous, and I'm not in the car.
But like I was telling you at dinner, my thing was I was so angry at Newsom trying to ban combustion engines.
Yeah.
I fucking had so much anger, but now I'm moving to Austin. It's kind of leaving.
Good. Tesla's got a factory here.
I know, and there's
Get yourself
American
one.
I'm getting one. I'm
Get
getting
yourself a
another
Cybertruck and put the Fighter and the Kid logo all over it. Just drive around town like a
one. We need a
pariah.
revamp. Let's go, baby.
Callen drive that.
There you go. Confirmation from the man himself that he's moving to Austin. Say less. Our predictions from my post last week are starting to come true one by one. All of the above will happen. But like Bryan was just saying there, Rogan recently took delivery of his custom-tuned Tesla Model S from Unplugged Performance, and in another gift from the internet gods, they decided to make a little video of them delivering the car to Rogan's house, but they were so focused on Rogan that they forgot to show us the car. I feel like I'm watching a guy trying to sell a car and the buyer isn't completely sold. Why is cameraman more focused on Joe's legs than the car? The cameraman is definitely getting replaced after all them comments. Terrible cameraman. Next time, give us a clear 360 of the car, please. I felt it was needed in the video and we never got it. The build and the whole reveal has been a mess. Show off the damn car and all the parts and hire a proper social media manager for fuck's sake. Joe's legs are made out of carbon fiber. And so after getting roasted for fangirling over Rogan's legs, they ended up posting a comment addressing all the backlash. We appreciate the constructive criticism on wanting more footage of the car and a 360 view. The last thing we want to do is not showcase Joe's epic custom build as fully as possible. We have more footage and will release another edit that shows the car more clearly as a response to the comment requests. We'll also aim to improve 360 capture of our vehicles in future videos. For this particular video, we shot with Joe in one take quite rapidly, so as a result the content capture with Joe was raw and imperfect, yet still greatly enjoyable to us. We hope to our viewers too. Okay, seriously, who the fuck wrote that? That sounds like something out of a drive fast all gas video. And why is Bupper promoting his car brand when the last time he posted was over 4 months ago? What are we doing here, B? But in all honesty, I'm so ready for Brendan's Austin, Texas arc. If you thought Tony Hinchcliffe's boots were cringe, wait until you see Bupper when he settles into his new digs up the road from Papa Rogan. He's going to become a gun expert, buy a Cybertruck, and try to pierce it with a bow and arrow. Him and Chin will start posting barbecue videos. Oh man, it's going to be a peach's delight. Just don't ask Bupper to point out where Texas is on a map.
If you're the first find the main card, you're there to finish.
Well, also, he's trying to make a name for himself, and he's in Australia, home country, the whole deal.
Prado's in this.
That's where he's from, right? You have to have your hometown boys when you have a fight on a card in the motherland.
That's why poor Strickland going back there.
Yeah,
back
but Trickus
with the
is
judges.
from South Africa.
Same
It's kind of
area.
neutral ground. The same area. That's
Same
hilarious.
area.
It's
Same
similar,
area.
similar.
Oh, yeah, it's
Just
Pretty
different
close.
continent, but you know what I mean.
Totally close.
I just
yeah.
closer than in Vegas where Strickland is.
Yeah, not much.
Brendan really has absolutely no geographical awareness of the world around him.
Now I believe they're on opposite sides of the globe.
They are. One. It's like this, right?
Yeah.
It's like this.
Yeah.
Santa lives
Yes.
here.
Ant
Yes.
and ant.
Polar bears live here.
Yeah.
Santa doesn't want to get eaten by polar bears, so he's up here. That's how you remember it.
Yep.
Polar bears are down here.
Yep.
Then why do they show polar bears at the North Pole?
Because polar
They also
bears
show 'em
are
drinking
because
Coca-Cola.
polar bears are
They
in
love
the,
that.
because polar bears are in the Arctic.
Yes, Arctic.
And the Arctic would
And they
be
look
the
similar.
North Pole, and Antarctica is the South Pole. Make sure I'm right about that.
I think we all learned something here today.
Where's
Sure, I'm right.
where's the North Pole?
The North Pole is the Arctic, and the Antarctic, and the South Pole is Antarctica.
The Arctic is center
Is
of
the
the North
North
Pole.
Pole. Okay.
So the Arctic has the
And
North
the
Pole where
Antarctica
Santa
is the
lives.
South Pole, as I said.
So
And it's important to know that.
Santa lives in the Arctic.
Why is it important?
The amount of
Why is it
knowledge
important to
Brian
know-
Hold on,
has.
Brian, let me ask you this.
Why is it important to know where
wait.
Australia
This-
is?
no, this specific
Why is it
thing.
important to know where Africa is? It's the same thing.
How long was it on?
2 seasons. Yeah, on NBC.
You enjoyed doing it?
Yeah, it was fun. Season 1 we went to Asia forever, and then season 2 we went to Europe, Africa, and
Damn, you went to Africa?
well, just for one location.
Damn it, what was I going to say?
We were in Morocco.
Jesus Christ, dude.
People say Africa like it's a country. I do it too all the time.
Africa is a country.
That's a big continent.
It's continent, though, yeah.
So like
whole
Egyptians
continent.
are technically African,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Moroccans
Yeah,
are.
for
Everybody's claiming Africa, but it's a whole
Africa would be
continent.
so many different places.
Yeah, but it's like
It's
I'm
like-
American, but
I
I'm
know,
from
no,
in Denver.
I know.
Hey,
I know.
guys.
No, that's different.
No, but it's not a continent. The whole continent is North America, though.
You know, I've often said that Brendan needs to get as far away from a camera and microphone as possible, but to be honest, at this point, I think it's the safest place for him. Imagine if he had a real job that people relied upon to live their lives. At least this way we can check in on him and make sure he's still safe and not hurting anyone, you know? It's like those parents that would rather their teenage kids drink at home rather than going out and getting drunk and getting up to no good. Better do it at the house where it's safe. But like I've been saying, I am so ready to embark on this journey with Brendan from LA to Austin, even though he probably has no idea how far apart they are or where they're located on a map. Brendan's determination not to quit is only matched by his stupidity and lack of self-awareness. I honestly think he's going to make a comedy comeback this year and try to make his way onto the stage at the Mothership, and if he somehow gets a spot on Kill Tony as a guest on the panel, that would literally break the internet. Plenty more to come, so stay tuned. Anyway, remember to check out the link to my Patreon in the description. I recently dropped a video covering the episode of Kill Tony with Shane Gillis, Mark Normand, and Ari Shafir, so make sure you're signed up so you don't miss out on that one. There's also a video up there covering the Kill Tony New Year's Eve show, which they only just uploaded to YouTube. While you're here though, hit the subscribe button and make sure you give me a thumbs up if you ended up liking this video. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.
Why do all black guys like anime?
That's not true.
Not all
That's
black guys,
definitely-
but most people. I know, why, guys,
That's
guys,
generalized. I've never met a black guy in my life who likes anime. Me neither.